Hello and welcome back to Custom Works. I know I've not been around for a long time because, like, we finished the 60s truck, then we had that whole Belgium nightmare, and wow, ended up pretty cool, you know what I mean? Yo to Geo! But it was tough times, but we are back. But before we're back with a whole new project, let's just have a look at Dualatron and let's see what it could have been. Because I've got news about Dualatron. But anyway, let's take a look round it. So, first off, we see the rear of Dualatron here. And we can see down below, the bumpers have been deleted and now it's got this 60s show car style grille. All that would have been chrome. Don't forget, this car had no chrome before. I didn't know how to do the chrome paint, but this time, this car was going to get covered. So, loads of chrome there. All this back was going to be great. We've got these huge bullets that stick out here and then LED lights that fit behind here. So really trick, really custom. Just, it's going to be amazing. Back of the car, these are 3 inches wider all the way along. The line of the wings is so much better than it was before. And this boot lid has also been totally remade. It's split all the way down because the second owner of this car, his name escapes me, left it in a field for 6 years with the doors open. Absolute idiot. But anyway, he destroyed this car and it's been a long time to put it back together. So yeah, all that has been rebuilt. Let's have a look around the side. Load of steel there on the floor. Anyway, so around the side of the car, here's the rear quarter panel. And because this had been left in a field for 6 years, there was nothing here I could work with. So we remade this rear quarter panel, added this new swage, and this flare here is where the new fender skirt would have fitted, just like on the 60s truck. All chrome, right to the back, and all detailed, just like on the 60s truck. But this car was going to be white, and all of this was going to be chrome. Underneath the wings, that has all been reprofiled and rebuilt. Moving forward, we've got the back window. Moving forward, we've got the back window. Anyway, yeah, moving forward, we've got the back window, and this has been a lot of work, a lot of body work, just getting this line just so perfect. It was never quite right before. I was never all that happy with it. But that is just another exquisite detail that would have been on this car. On the interior, as we see now, a lot of cobwebs, a lot of rust, a lot of rot, heavy smell of petrol still, and a lot of work to do. You know, when we look around parts like this, you know, this delaminated wood, all of this, you know, none of this is smooth. This all would have been perfect gloss white. These doors that have no cards because it was left outside for so long would have been all upholstered with tops to the doors, everything. It would have been better than it ever has been. Moving down to the front and the side, here we can see this is the start of what was being formed. I don't know if people know the car, but there's a great truck called Crickfin that a fantastic man owned, and that has got Frenched exhaust, and I saw him at the Nats and I thought this has got to have it. So this would have been cut out and a lake pipe fitted in there. You know, it was going to be really, really cool. And don't forget all this bodywork, all in super shiny white, all amazing. Now on the front here, we're going to cover the front wheels. This car's always had a problem. You have a front wheel drive car, the wheels sit too far back. The wheels should be further forward. Now, it is possible, but we weren't going to do it on this rebuild. So, I was going to cover the front wheel, just like the 60s truck, all the way along here. This was going to be chrome, cut out around this exhaust, all chrome, all amazing and all fitted up. This car was going to be one of the greatest show cars the world has ever seen. Moving along, we've reshaped the whole front of the roof. These bits used to stick up more and the windscreen came higher. We've lowered the windscreen, reshaped this to make a more aesthetically pleasing look, and also put the centre spine back in the roof. Moving round to the front and the bonnet, and this really is one of the best bits on the car. F.M. Miller, esteemed hot rod builder and general legend and genius, remade the bonnet over my original when he first saved the car. And it was F.M. Miller who first phoned me up about this car and said a customer of his had bought it and bought it to him to be fixed up, and he said I just haven't got that much experience with fiberglass, although he did make this superb bonnet. But he said I don't know where to start. You know, could you do it? And I said at the time, because I do love Dualatron. You know, this is my first car that I ever built. This is the first time I was on Rods and Sods or the Ham or in a magazine. This really is a special car for me. And I said, you know what? At the time I had the meat wagon and the 60s truck to build, but I said, if the guy's willing to wait, I'll store it, and yeah, let's do this. Let's make Dualatron just the best custom in the world. So I stored it for free for 3.5 years, and then we started work, and it's that work that you can see on this car at the moment. So yeah, amazing bonnet. Now, things like this scuttle panel, and around here, all of this has been smoothed out and is in the process of being blocked back. So this car is laser straight. Also around the front, well, front of Dualatron has always been legendary, but this huge tooth grille. And also in on this build was going to be a whole new bumper, a full chrome bumper in a Cadillac style with the two big pointed Dagmars. This thing was going to be awesome. And as we move around, we see all of those mods repeated on this side, except not quite filled in quite as well. And also at the back, we have the same swage, but this side isn't the same as the other side because I've not finished it. It's not really done. Anyway, that is Dualatron. And I speak in the past tense because this car came to me as a wreck. Underneath, there's bushes, things like, you know, on the front suspension, there's no, it's not like the bush is worn, like, you know, the rubber's cracked. There's no bush and just a bolt slapping around. Someone else who had this car put a dodgy MOT on it before they sold it. So it was, when I got it, really bad. We've changed a lot of the hydraulic system. We've changed all the octopus that makes the car go up and down on the suspension, on the Citroen hydro pneumatic suspension. Had a massive fuel leak. The mechanical problems go on and on and on. But we would have got through all that. Anyway, this car came to me and I was asked to sort it out, get it back on the road and to paint it. But of course, before you paint, you can't just paint a car that's like literally falling to pieces. So we started to fix it. The customer, who this car is for, I said to him, from the wreck that arrived at my house, not running, well, it did run, but it was spewing petrol out so bad. From that to the finished show car, which I've already, this finished car is already booked in at some pretty big shows, but that won't be happening now. I said for all of this, with full interior and everything done, because I love the car, because I'm a nice man, and because I love the hobby, I was going to do all that for 15 grand, which is essentially just the parts, really. I would have made no money off of that. You know, the work that's required on this car, like from this stage forward, this is only filler work. And like I always say, you cannot just build a car out of filler. It's got to be fiberglass. So this car still needs wrapping in 2 layers of fiberglass. So that's glass the entire car, grind it back. Glass the entire car, grind that back. Then fill the entire car, smooth that out. And then, you know, like the 4 coats of high build primer, and then you're close to painting. But that, even for me, is a couple of months' work. But apparently 15 grand is too much for a show car. So Dualatron is going to leave us unfinished. Can't get wet at the minute because it's got filler to a man with no garage, nowhere to keep it, and no one to do the work. In fact, the man who was going to do the work for him, cheaper than me, phoned me up to tell me he had no idea how to do the work, and if he had to do the work, he'd bring it to me. So anyway, that's Dualatron. We bid it goodbye, we bid it farewell. I hope it comes around again, but somehow I doubt it.